Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to discuss today. But first, a warning from Thinking Crypto. He stated he's being told that Senator Elizabeth Warren will be releasing an anti-crypto bill soon. While I don't think it will get passed, it may impact the market. It could happen this week, and it could cause major FUD in the market. Something I've been letting all of you know is that not only during this eclipse season, but also leading into the May 5th timeframe, we will be seeing a retracement. And most likely, after that, we'll be finally seeing the top of this uptrend that we have been experiencing for a couple weeks now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a short-lived uptrend, but one that I genuinely do believe is going to be something we can secure some capital from. Don't let this opportunity pass you by, but also don't get FUD or FOMO and just stay grounded during these times, because these are frightening times, and it's very possible that right here, what you're seeing on the screen, the S&P 500 could be in the current complacency stage right before a massive recession. It's absolutely clear that 2023 has been a terrible economic year. Inflation is higher than they expected. Interest rate hikes are extremely high. Job cuts have been accelerating. Everyone is suffering. Credit card debt is going through the roof. These are all indications of the inevitable collapses that will be coming in all markets. Almost no market will be safe from what's coming soon. Definitely precious metals. And also XRP. You see, guys, XRP is recession proof because it was made to solve the problems of this very financial crisis and the de-dollarization of the world. And right here, there was a massive clip of a conversation being had about what XRP's future could be. And while this conversation isn't grounded in any documents, it's something that I do want to go over and discuss to see just how possible it really is. Please take a listen as we begin.
All right, let's talk about XRP. Are you referring to Ripple? Because here's some interesting news. This just came up. You were ranting, so I Googled this. Hold on. Millions of XRP grabbed by whales. Important XRP versus Bitcoin signal appears. You know, I ran into a person out in, where were we? I ran into a guy out in North Carolina who is a crypto guy, and he believes XRP is the next big thing. A lot of people call it bankster coin. Why do you think XRP is going to be in play here in the future? Evidently, some whales agree with you here.
Because it's not controllable at a central location like Wall Street. When the SEC went after Ripple to hamstring them, to tie their hands behind their back, to freeze their progress, I thought, well, there's a winner. Just like Reggie Middleton, they froze him. They didn't make any progress at all in the 16 months when they froze Reggie Middleton. He continued in development. The only information technology software, I shouldn't say that, the only digital finance software development that Wall Street is expert in is fraud. For derivatives, round robin bidding, for algorithm trading, for insider New York Fed trading. Wall Street is expert at software for fraud. They're not expert for software development on the new digital highway infrastructure. On-ramp, off-ramp, trading window, they're not expert at any of that. They don't know jack shit about that. In fact, a year ago, Wall Street started advertising open source fairs. Come join open source. And it was fraud. Again, fraud. That's all they know. It's fraud. It was fraud for people to give their software for crypto and digital finance development, software development, and give it to Wall Street which then put it under their intellectual property as a gift. Wall Street is good at fraud. Okay, Ripple cannot be corralled. Ripple is about to move its headquarters out of the United States. Ripple has already cut deals with a couple of different BRICS major nations. By that I mean Russia, China, Iran. Those three countries are going to run the BRICS.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's make something very clear. First and foremost, we do not know that Ripple is going to move overseas. However, the reality is Brad Garlinghouse did warn that if the environment in the United States is so bad, they might have to pack up and leave. 2, we are going to get a judge decision when it comes to XRP very, very soon. And that is going to give us all a lot of clarity as to what exactly XRP is going to be. That is going to decide a lot of things. And we need to be on standby for it. Specifically, something he stated that I do agree with is the fact that I think companies that are getting sued in the crypto market are going to be the ones that survive. So the fact that XRP got targeted, Algorand's getting targeted now, Nexo got targeted, Bittrex, Coinbase, all these exchanges that are getting lawsuits and settling cases are the ones that I think are going to survive. Ironically enough, they're trying to stifle innovation for incumbents to try and build their own technology, but the incumbents failed. That is the fact of the matter. Now, if there is something I do disagree with, though, it's what he said at the end. I have seen numerous connections that XRP has had with Russia, with China, not necessarily with Iran, but they may exist. But the big problem I have with this is a comment Ashish Birla has made in the past. It is highly unlikely that RippleNet and XRP are going to be used to help support hostile countries to the United States like Russia, currently at war in Ukraine, like Iran, currently being sanctioned by the United States. The reason being is because RippleNet is AML and KYC compliant. And I believe Ashish Birla did state that RippleNet abides by sanctions. That's something I think is wrong that was stated, but interesting nonetheless.
They should really do something about Brazil and fix that. I'd love to see Russia, Chinese influence to fix that, but probably not going to happen anytime soon. Russia announced that in view of the SWIFT obstruction, they were going to temporarily use XRP. They're going to use it with all their former Soviet republics, probably on a creeping basis, Eastern Europe, probably on a certain basis with China and the Pacific Rim, but maybe mostly the yuan. Look for the yuan to have a handoff to the Chinese gold-backed digital currency. Look for Russia to use XRP and the UAE dirham as caretaker temporary payment systems. And I believe, and this is the opinion of a really smart digital colleague of mine, the Russians are going to use XRP to drive up the gold price and put a hot poker up the Anglo-American banker's arse. That's why I think XRP is going to go up. The Russians are backing it. There's a big boycott against the dollar. There's going to be alternatives. Okay, you know, this is going to sound a little outrageous and ironic, but I'm just going to say it. What we might find is that the Asian exporters who take their goods to ship them to Long Beach and other West Coast ports, they might demand XRP. During all the different battles and arguments and conflict over whose CBDC will rule, I think XRP is going to run through with a chariot and get a lot of the global trade. And the Americans might have to pay XRP to get their Samsung televisions and their Hondas and their Toyotas and their Hitachi computers. How are we going to pay for that? They're not going to take our Fed coin, and we won't want to use the Chinese CBDC. I think the compromise is going to be XRP, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be hilarious. I tell you, we're in for some very serious chaos, Sean.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that would absolutely be glorious and hilarious for the XRP army and a big I told you so moment. However, let's review a couple things. First and foremost, this was the thread that Ashish Birla posted that I was referring to when it came to XRP potentially being used to evade sanctions around SWIFT. And I think specifically Ashish Birla was talking about using crypto, not XRP, but in this specific instance, let's just say he's talking about XRP. He gives plenty of reasons for why Russia can't necessarily do this. And the reason I'm bringing this up is to let all of you know that while Ashish Birla did say this, Russia does have connections to Ripple and XRP. There have been trials run. We've reviewed them on this channel. King Solomon has found numerous documents proving the connection that Ripple and XRP have had with the Russian central bank. So this is a very complicated issue, and one that I do want to discuss further. I believe XRP is going to be increasingly more important in a CBDC-centric world when it comes to interoperability and its role as a neutral bridge asset. I think, as we can see on the screen, these are all countries that have either launched, piloted, developed, researched, or are in some type of stage of CBDC development. And the reason I'm pointing this out to all of you is because major countries are oh so close to adoption, and they're going to need an asset to bridge them all, because we're in currency wars right now. Whether it's Ray Dalio's principles, whether it's Ray Dalio's changing world order, whether it's the book Surveillance Capitalism that I've referred to on this channel numerous times, we are coming into an age where the money is changing. Gold is going to be more significant when it comes to the monetary system. But I think the asset that's going to play the biggest factor of them all will be XRP. In this new digital financial system, in this new world we're heading into, we need to understand that the dollar is going to be losing a lot of strength. Ripple is a US company making XRP, technology that was made in the United States. And despite the fact that XRP does not have a jurisdiction, I would think the United States would be idiotic to let Ripple and XRP go. If they let it happen, then it'd be because they're purposefully collapsing the United States from within. Because there is no logical reason for why they should let this happen. Ripple has the liquidity, that on-demand liquidity. And I think very soon, in 2023 and beyond, we're about to see how important Ripple getting sued first and XRP planting its seeds across the world over the years has been. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. The first episode of my Aggressively Average podcast will be out and live tomorrow. Something I'm extremely excited to post, and something I hope every single one of you enjoys, because it's been a passion project of mine for a long time that'll connect a full picture of where the world is going. Please stay tuned for that, as it's almost ready. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto. Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at Swift? Former Swift board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's High-Level Advisory Board on FinTech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.